Welcome back, guys, for another episode of Investing Future. Kenny here, CEO of Kirunda Group Corporation. I'm going to be bringing on a special guest today, someone who is knowledgeable, also very smart, um, very educated, also very knowledgeable in his space. So, and I always reach out to people to bring him on, and I always want you guys to learn from them also because you might not be aware of them, you might not know about them. So I bring them to you so you guys can use their information, use their knowledge, use their mistakes, use their business model also. You could use theirs to model yours. Nothing wrong with that. And I hope you take notes. That's the biggest thing. I mean, it's nice to listen to myself talk or listen to somebody else talk, but it's always good to take notes. Like myself, I take hundreds of notes, thousands of notes, have notebooks everywhere. So I hope you guys take into consideration doing that and bringing that kind of knowledge to yourself and making sure that it sticks with you, because you might remember one or two things, but if you have the notes, you can remember a lot more things because you can write them down. Um, so first, I want to say thank you guys on Instagram Live, on YouTube Live, on Facebook Live, on if you're anywhere else and you're getting this podcast, reach out to us. Leave us a comment, leave us a like, leave us a subscription, leave us something that we can get back to you and let you know that we reached out to you and you can reach out to us. So that way we can always kind of stay in touch and I'm trying to build a community here of people that can, reach out to each other. But obviously you can reach out to me, info@kirundagroup.com. That's info@kirundagroup.com. I'm just getting them on the line here on Instagram Live. So that way we can get the show started. Also, we are um, looking for an accountant, looking for a CPA also. So if you guys know any people in the industry, in the real estate industry that are in the CPA or accountants, reach out to us. We're always hiring, always looking for people to join the company. And if you have people that in your network that I'm not aware of, or you can reach me on LinkedIn at Kenny or in Invest in Your Future, and let me know how we can help you. We love comments, we love questions, we love likes and subscriptions and all those other kind of things. But we prefer questions so we can understand that maybe the topic that we're talking about might not relate to you, and so you can bring your question and let us know something that we're missing on. I hate talking about. I mean, for me myself, I hate listening to somebody that's not talking about something that's relevant to me. So that's why, for me, I'm a business owner. I'm an entrepreneur. I really study money and finance and business and entrepreneurship and those kind of things. And that's why I always try to bring on those kind of people also on the same kind of mindset, same kind of hopefully trying to get better for themselves, hopefully trying to improve themselves. If if you're trying to improve yourself, this is the podcast for you. If you're trying to make more money, this is the podcast for you. If you're trying to improve your personal development, this is the podcast for you. So if you're having issues and you're having certain issues that we're not talking about, leave us a comment, leave us a question, leave us leave us something that we can relate to you, and then we can bring those kind of people onto the show, and they can educate your problems. And if you have any other people that around you that need to hear this podcast, pass it on too. That's one of the best things you could do, is pass it on to somebody else who needs it, in turn needs this information. People who are trying to start their businesses, people who are broke, people who are have bad credit, people who are not reading enough, people who are not progressing in life. We're trying to help all those people. So if you know somebody and you know that, hey, listen, this podcast can help them, one of the best things you could do for them is pass it on. just by word of mouth. We give this information out for free for you guys to take in and soak in, and hopefully you take it and you implement it into your life. If you take it and you implement it and you find results, reach out to us again and let us know, hey, listen, this worked, and this could, because it'll show, a group mentality that, hey, listen, this worked for me, and it could work for yourself, because I could tell you it worked for me, but I'm just one person. But if I have like 60, 70 people telling you, hey, this worked, then you have a better chance of implementing it into your life. I mean, I get emails and texts and people from China, from Dubai, from Australia, from Japan, from like everywhere, saying that they reached out and listen, this worked for them. So if you figure that this could work for them overseas, where people are struggling even worse in the United States, then you know for a fact it could work for you. If you have people that cannot get this podcast, hey, record it and give it to them, send it to them. Maybe they don't have internet. There's a lot of people that I reach out to in third world countries that don't have internet. So we try to record the podcast and send it to them, either through they can listen to it through on iTunes, on Stitcher, on any way you can find a podcast. Just search Invest in Your Future and you can find it, and record it and listen it over and over again until you understand it, until it really implements into your mind. If you're having if you realize, hey, listen, you know what, this is not for me, but I know for somebody else it might be, then pass it on to that person. It's really to just say, listen, this is not for me, and somebody else that could use this information and to improve themselves. And one of the best things you can get is learning that you help somebody else. That's why we give this information out. I love helping people. I love helping you, whoever you are. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what you make. I don't care what you look like. If you're a woman, man, mixed, whatever, I want to help you. I want to help you, first of all, improve your life. That's number one thing. The way you improve your life is bettering your situation. Bettering your situation starts with the mind. And if you understand that, and this podcast is there for you, you understand, okay, you know what? I can use this information and improve my mind. Once you improve your mind, then you can start improving your financial situation. Because there's no point in me teaching you a financial situation if your mind is not ready to receive it. A lot of people read a book, say, "Oh, that's great stuff," and never implement it. Go back to their raggedy life. A lot of people get a quote, they like the quote, and never do anything about it. A lot of people listen to a podcast like this one and never do anything about it. A lot of people, get some great information from a seminar, never do anything about it. One of the number one things you could do is just take the information and implement it as quickly as you possibly can. That way you could see some change. If you just listen to it and not take any notes, not take any kind of action steps to go forward in the future, you're not going to see results. Doesn't matter how many of these podcasts you listen to. It does not matter. So I'm going to bring on the special guest, and he's going to talk a little bit more about these kind of things that can help you. Let me just get him on here, and then we can get the show started. His name is Tim Kelly. So I'm getting him on Instagram here. And he's going to bring you some really high level information. And I hope you guys pick it up and use it to your advantage, because I definitely have used it. And he's not a guy that he doesn't play around. This guy is very serious. He's in like when I start the show, you'll hear his background, but he's a very serious guy in terms of business, in terms of success. He's really done some great things for himself. And he's doing big things. That's why I bring him on here, because he's doing a lot of things that a lot of people want to do. And so I want to make sure that a lot of people understand what he's doing, so you can implement it and do it into your add to your.
Hello, this is Tim.
Hey Tim, how you doing? It's Kenny.
Hey man.
I was trying to get you on Instagram Live, but it wasn't going through, so I just decided to call you.
Yeah, no, I mean, Instagram Live through like to my phone, or should I have been on Instagram?
Yeah, you have to be on Instagram, and then I send you a request.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that you were gonna need me to go on Instagram.
That's fine. I could start right here. It's fine. Don't worry about it, Tim.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
So how's your day going?
Man, it's going outstanding, man. Every day is great. Every day just gets better and better.
I love the positivity, man. I love the positivity. Let me get the show started here for these guys. Let me get here. All right. Welcome back to another episode of Invest in Your Future. I'm your host, Kenny, CEO of Kirunda Group Corporation. I want to thank you guys for joining me on Instagram Live, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and all those people listening on iTunes or Stitcher. Thank you guys for joining me. And if you want to reach out to us, info@kirundagroup.com. That's info@kirundagroup.com. Leave us a comment, subscribe, like. If you take this information that you're learning today and you implement it and you see some results, reach out to us. We love comments. We love to hear results from people. And I love hearing from stories that people have achieved some success using our methods or using the skills that they learned from our podcast. And so I always bring on a lot of guests on the show, but I only bring on people that can bring a lot of knowledge, can bring a lot of value to your life. These people have been successful. They've gone through the road. They've done some things for themselves, and they can bring that knowledge to you. That's why I bring them on the show. Hence, the show's called Invest in Your Future. Today, we have a special guest. Special guest is a gentleman by name Tim Kelly. My friend here is an investor. He's an educator. He's an author. He's a coach. He's a syndicator. Tim is an active duty chief petty officer in the U.S. Navy. Tim has been not only learned from the Army leadership, teamwork, discipline, but also grit and how to fight through. He's become a certified financial specialist, educating hundreds of fellow sailors and Marines on personal finance and creating financial freedom for themselves. Tim is now managing partner for both Kelly Housing Group and Affordable Housing Group, where him and his partners invest and syndicate multi-family deals and also purchase mobile home parks. Tim has also authored a book titled Military Housing Hacking to help people, get into the first deals. And also, he's been on numerous podcasts, including Bigger Pockets, Mobile Home Park Investing, and Ready, Set, Go podcast. And so, just to name a few. And so, Tim is very well success in his business. He's done well for himself at such a young age. So I bring him on the show to help you guys hopefully learn something. Tim, you want to introduce yourself a little bit there?
Kenny, what's up, man? Thanks so much for having me, dude. I appreciate this. This brings so much joy and passion into my life when I could talk to someone about these types of things. Everything that you just said about me, I'm doing it because I'm passionate about it, and I love being able to give back and add value to anybody that's willing to listen. Because it's as I've seen people's lives change just from my inspiration and the words just that are directly from what I've learned in my experience. It's like I couldn't ask for anything better. There's nothing better in life than seeing people's lives change due to just things that I could, just recommend to them. And so you pretty much hit it, man. I mean, like I said, I'm full-time active duty in the Navy. I'm senior enlisted leader in the Navy in Pensacola, Florida. So my partners and I are investing in and syndicating apartment communities and mobile home communities in the affordable housing and workforce housing space, and all over the Midwest and all over the Southeast. And we know that this is probably the single best thing you can park your capital in right now for long-term wealth building and wealth accumulation. And we also have the opportunity to offer investors incredible returns while we're structuring our own deals too, man.
Nice.
And like you said, yeah, I'm author of a book and been on a dozen different podcasts. I'm a one-on-one coach for financial education and personal finance, and of course all aspects of real estate investing. And a lot of it is based on results and mindset shifts. And man, the coolest thing I'm spending a lot of my time on is this platform that we build and that we're continuing to build every day. It's called Active Duty Passive Income. It's an incredible community where we're teaching and educating and mentoring military, reservists, active duty vets and their families about how to achieve financial freedom through real estate investing. And we got a podcast that do our book with military house hacking, and there's so many great resources. So we could dive into really anything that you want, man. I'll kind of leave it up to you and where you want to take us, man.
Definitely. I want to start from the beginning. I just want to start a little bit so people know a little bit about you. I know that obviously you're active duty right now in the Navy, but could we start from the beginning? Like, how did you start? Like, what introduced you to, obviously, like, I mean, I know you were in the Navy, but what introduced you to real estate? Like, what was the first thing? Or was it a person? Was it a book? I mean, how did you get started first?
So I always had an interest in just personal finance and just the basics of saving. And I think it's because my mom raised, three of us, single mom. She put three kids through college, and she did it on a teacher's salary. And, so she was really financially savvy, and she was just one of those savers that could, regardless of the income, she'll create an amazing life. So I think I got a lot of that from her, just, in ages growing up. And then, so I always had an interest in learning more and more about personal finance and wealth building. And the more I educated myself on all things personal finance, I kept coming across the fact that real estate is accessible to anybody and could allow anybody to accumulate massive amounts of wealth and provide financial freedom. I'm like, well, this sounds pretty cool. What's stopping me? And I'm like, nothing is. So then I went ahead and just kept educating myself.
Nice.
And, then I came across that awesome Bigger Pockets platform, and I kept reading. I just consumed all my free time. I consumed real estate with all my free time through books and podcasts. And then that's kind of what got me started, man. I just started taking action as soon as possible and networking with people and building teams, and I was just having a lot of fun doing it. And now, fast forward, I got about 1,000 units under ownership in less than 2 years, and we just have the sky's the limit, man, with what we got going on.
Wow, Tim, that's amazing. I mean, this gentleman went from 0 to 1,000 units in 2 years, and he's going to teach us how he's done it. Tim, thank you for this. So you self-taught. So you taught yourself on, the ins and outs of real estate. I mean, dived in. Obviously, you did some reading and did a lot of reading, and found like a network. Which I suggest to my listeners is do the same, follow the same method. He's been successful. Get yourself a good network of people that in the industry. Read as much as you can. Like he said, he dove in, head first, concentrated on the business, and within 2 years got himself 1,000 units, paying him monthly income every single month, all across the United States. That's great, Tim. Could you tell us, could we go back a little bit first on what was your first deal, so kind of people know where you came from?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, part of the process when I was consuming all kinds of real estate education and books and podcasts and all that, what I was doing is I was just learning as much as I possibly could about all the different niches in real estate and how people make money in real estate, to include, wholesaling, flipping, buying and holding single-family homes, and buying and holding multi-family homes, and some commercial. So I learned about all the different niches, kind of horizontal, just like across the top, scratch the surface, just to get an idea. And then I'm like, well, multifamily seems to make the most sense for me and to help me achieve my goals the quickest. So then I went really vertical into multifamily, and that's all I focused on. And, from that point forward. So, I started looking at like medium-sized apartment communities, 30, 40, 50 units. And then I ended up transferring from where I was, because I got relocated. I was called PCS, Permanent Change Station, from in the military. I was in the Virginia Beach area. Now I'm in Pensacola, Florida. And the minute I moved to Pensacola, I'm like, look, I have to take advantage of this house hacking scenario. So that my very first deal was a 4-unit property that I leveraged an FHA 203K loan. And for those of you who just are unfamiliar with that, it's simply a loan that you can get on 1, 2, 3, or 4 units, and then you could wrap the cost of rehab into those 4 units, and your total down payment on the property plus the rehab is only about 3.5%.
Wow.
As long as you have the intentions of moving into 1 unit and renting out the other 3, and that's what our intentions were. And so that was kind of the first deal, and that one's here in Pensacola, and that one was just about 2 years ago, and then 6 months later it was a 42-unit apartment complex.
Oh, that's a big jump right there, Tim. I mean, I did the same thing. I did the same thing with the 4 units. Used the FHA to put down 3.5. got into 4 units, lived in one, rented, used the rent for the other ones, and that's how I started my journey. I mean, it sounds so familiar. And then so from then on, from after your first deal of 4 units, you jumped right to a 42 unit. Was this still by yourself? Was this with partners? I mean, how did you get that first deal, that first big deal?
No, man, I'll never say that I did it on my own, regardless of if I feel like I did it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never say that I did it on my own. From this point forward, I'll never do a deal on my own. And so the way that we kind of worked out that specific deal is that while I was still in Hampton Roads and the Virginia Beach area, when I got orders to Pensacola, I knew I was coming to Pensacola, so I just reached out to people on Bigger Pockets.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, hey, I'm coming down to Pensacola. Who are the movers and shakers in real estate? Who's making shit happen? And I'm going to connect with them. And so I just started reaching out to people, and I connected with a few people. And like the very week that I came down to Pensacola, I scheduled a meeting with now my partner, who I ended up buying that apartment community with 6 months later after we met. And so, it was a syndication. We raised private equity, and we raised private capital to get that deal done. Very little of our own money went into the deal.
Nice.
It was a great, phenomenal deal. So we did invest some of our own capital, but we raised about $400,000 to get that deal done, and that's pretty much it. So I used a partner and used some capital partners and some private investors, and that was our first deal. And from there, I mean, many of you may have heard, you do one deal, your second deal is easier, your third deal is even easier, and your fourth deal, you feel like an expert, you can just conquer the world, and it just gets easier and easier because you keep learning more and more, and you know the process. Your teams are more well structured.
Mm-hmm.
You put systems in place, and so it was kind of off to the races from that point, man.
That's really nice, Tim. That's nice. I mean, my audience could learn so much from that. I mean, you guys have to leverage, first of all, money, but then also leverage your team. He said he would never been able to do it by himself. Even, he put in all the work, but there's other people in the background that helped him. So you guys need to build a nice, strong team for yourself, build a nice, strong network for yourself to be able to take down these big deals. Actually, Tim, I'm in the kind of same boat right now. I'm actually looking at, my next purchase. I'm trying to get like 100+ units, and I know for a fact I cannot do it by myself. So you have to leverage people, you have to leverage time, you have to leverage money, and do the best you can with what you have. But I think the best thing you like they can learn from you is just learning how to build that strong team to be able to take down those large deals. If you want to build 1,000 units in 2 years like Tim has, you definitely have to leverage people. That's great, Tim. Could you explain a little bit about kind of like your business model right now and how the whole kind of process works in terms of like deal flow, financing and repositioning and stuff like that, and kind of your long-term goals?
Yeah, man. So just to say one last thing, because I know this will help some people. I think it stops a lot of people, and that fear really comes to fruition when people think that they have to do everything themselves in order to take down a deal or a large deal if they have maybe some experience in order to get really to the large multifamily space, syndication, raise capital. There are other people who are exactly want to do what you want to do. You just got to go find them and partner with them and find who has the strengths and weaknesses that you do have and that you don't have, so you complement each other well. And so, I don't want you to think, and I think that limits a lot of people from just taking that big action, that massive action in order to take down something that's way out of their comfort zone. And I knew that I wasn't going to do it myself, but I was cool with that. So I just found other people who had the same vision, but who had complemented my weaknesses. So, yeah, man. I mean, our business model right now, like I said, we have a 129 unit community up in Indiana, in central Indiana. Anderson is the name of the city, and that we have under contract right now, and that's exactly kind of like meets our exact criteria. Like I said, we're looking for mom and pop or B and C type apartment communities and mobile home communities in the southeast and Midwest.
Okay.
And we're also actually dipping into closer out west in the Arizona market. I just actually spoke to him, started building a relationship with a broker out there who has access to a lot of deals. And we're looking for those mom and pop type owners who don't really understand the opportunity at their fingertips, and they were just too tired and they just don't manage it well. And we're looking to offer them an incredible deal on their property, but at the same time, it'd be a great opportunity for us to where we can add tons of value and create a huge equity growth for our investors and of course for us. And that's pretty much what we're looking for. That is our main business model, to offer clean, safe, affordable housing, as well as provide investors double-digit returns, with massive upside.
That's nice. That's really nice. So you guys looking mostly Midwest apartment complexes and mobile home parks, like 50 to 100 units plus for your business model right now, correct?
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
that's nice. That's a great niche right now. I'm kind of following the same suit right there. That's great. And then in terms of when you do get that like that first that deal, I know you acquire it, but what do you I mean, are you guys looking for long term? Are you trying to get in, fix it, and sell it? I mean, what are you guys trying to do right now?
The cool thing is, like, you have all the control in the world when you own it, except for what happens in the market, right?
Exactly.
You can't really control what happens, or you can't really control what happens around you. So it really depends on the market condition. Our anticipated and our projections, of course, that we talk to our investors about, and our business plan is usually to hold it for at least 5 years,
Okay.
maybe more. But if we have our complete reposition done in 24 months or 36 months, and it doesn't look like it's desirable to cash out refi or reposition it, we might end up selling, and then all the investors will get their tremendous returns and their huge equity, and then we'll get a huge bonus and probably 1031 that into another deal. So our plan is all this for between 5 to 10 years, and just have it repositioned within 2 to 5, depending on the how intense the rehabilitation is.
Mhm.
But I mean, things can change depending on the market cycle and on the interest rates. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I mean, I'm kind of the same kind of boat. I wanna get that the most upside I could possibly get. So long term hold is the model here for guys who are trying to get into the business or in the business. Yes, you can make a little money by buying, flipping, and getting that quick cash. But remember, you want to keep as long as you can and get that large equity in the property before you even decide to sell or refinance. And Tim is following the same exact model I am too, which is keep as long as you can. 5 years plus is nice. But obviously, if Tim, there's a saying that everything's for sale for the right price, though. To be honest.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, if it makes that much more sense for us to sell, and we would blow through our projections in our return on investment, then yeah, why not? I mean, but nobody has a crystal ball. That's why you kind of just have to make money on the buy, so instant equity, instant cash flow, and not really rely on what is going to happen at the end. Not hoping that cap rates are going to go down on sell, or interest rates are going to stay low. You can't assume any of that. You kind of have to prepare for the worst.
Sure.
And that's why you got to buy in the right markets, at the right numbers, put the right financing on, have the right management in place, and this is just a learning process. It's not like you have to have everything perfect your first deal.
Yes.
It's a learning process, and you have to understand that failure is part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
And those who understand that and just don't give up are the ones who create the most success.
Very true. I mean, those are just gold right there. Gold right there. I mean, you are gonna fail. I mean, it's not even a question. I've lost, I think, well, actually, yeah, I've lost more deals than I've signed myself. So you are gonna hit that road of failure. A lot of people realize that they think one call, one house, one open house is gonna, if they don't get it, they're gonna, they can't get any more. So you have to understand that Tim and I are in the same kind of boat where you have to keep grinding. Doesn't matter what it is. If you lose a deal, if you lose the financing, you lose whatever, you can always get the next one, or get up and just keep going, keep fighting. Actually, Tim, I want to transition to because you were talking about failure and mistakes. What would you say, like if you were starting out, what's the biggest mistake you made when you were starting out?
Oh man, I think there's just so many. There's just so many. So I'm trying to figure out, pick a good one that I maybe could relate. But it's just, I don't know. I think.
I mean, it could be anything. Could be it could be anything.
Yeah. I think just trusting. I trust people a lot. I do a lot of due diligence, and I know that sometimes you got to go through 4, 5, 6, 10 different people, including contractors, insurance agents, brokers, until you find a great one that meshes really well with you. So I think I just settled for the ones that I had in the beginning, thinking that I have to think of it as a long-term relationship. So I have to conform to their mindset and conform to the way they do business. And now I screen people every time I talk to somebody in business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost interviewing them and screening them to see if they meet my standard to do business with me. because a lot of people can't keep up with my pace, with my enthusiasm and my mindset and my positivity and my energy. So when I do find those people, I really, really harness it, and I really give a lot to the relationship. But when it's someone that I know, and I always give people multiple chances, and I know, like after 2 or 3 strikes, it's like, this is not working out, but you got to be very ethical, and I'm always following up with people, just being straight up. I'm a very direct and blunt individual, and I think that goes a really long way in business too, man. So I guess the mistake is just probably trusting the wrong people from the get-go and just settling with it. But I learned really quick that you just got to assume that you got to go through 5 to 10 different people, whatever they are, vendors, agents, whoever it is. Don't think that there's only 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 out there. Assume you got to go through a bunch before you find the perfect fit.
That's great right there, Tim. You have to do diligence, and you can't be trusting every single person. But like you said, you have to go through at least 2 or 3 people. I mean, you could find a great one the first time, but you have to actually really take your time to trust people, especially when you're doing business with them. Because like Tim, he said he got burnt on some people, but he learned from his lesson, and he didn't just trust every single person, every single person he's working with in the business. And so now he's successful because he has some people that he can trust and he can work with, and they can keep up with his pace. Like you said, because I'm kind of the same way, Tim. I had an assistant I had to fire a couple weeks back where they were just too slow. They seemed like everything was kind of delayed and everything was not taken as quickly as possible. So you have to kind of get in the people that are on your same pace and kind of want the same goals and are willing to put in the time that you're willing to put in. Would you agree?
Oh man, I mean that's so true. And I can't emphasize that anymore, man.
That's great, Tim. And I mean, right now you have a great running business. I mean, you're flourishing. You're down in Florida, still active. What would you say the hardest part right now about your business is? What would you say the hardest part is?
Probably the biggest challenge, which for me it's not a challenge, it's just an opportunity that's building character, and I'm only better because of it. Is because I still have a full-time job, and my time is better spent doing the things that I'm passionate about, and doing real estate and then helping people achieve financial freedom. That's what I'm passionate about, and so I don't have 24 hours a day to do it, and I have a whole. Right now I'm on my lunch break doing this call. It's about like 12:30 here where I'm at, so I had to block out about an hour for my lunch just to make sure I got to hop on this call with you, Kenny. So, and I don't want to say that that's bad, because the minute that I'm actually getting in about 18 months, I'll transition into the reserves where I'll have a lot more free time. Man, I'm just going to be able to crush through and really accelerate towards my goals because I'll have that much more free time. But I mean, I really learned like explicit time management skills. My day starts at 04 a.m. and I'm hot. I'm on it because there's so much to accomplish and so many people out there to help that is just what just gets me out of bed in the morning. So when I have that whole 9 to 5 all free to do what I want to do, man, it's just gonna be like
that much better.
Man, it's just gonna be like off to the freaking races, like gates just open, and then I'll have nothing, is gonna stop me from conquering anything in this world.
Tim, I'm with you, man. Help me out too, man. I'll be right there with you. That's great. Tim here is giving you guys gold right here. He wakes up he said 04, which is military, but he wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning to start his day, to grind, to get it, to work on helping others also, but not just himself, but helping others. And you guys could take that one hit right there, and it could change your life. Waking up at 4:30 in the morning could really change your life in terms of time management, like you said, and also learning how to prioritize to make sure that you have enough time in the day to get the things that you need to get done. Because like he said, he coaches, he does other things also, but he also has his full-time business, and he's also still in the military active. So his time is very precious. And actually, Tim, I want to talk to you a little bit about that coaching. And could you explain a little bit, I know you said you became a certified financial specialist. Could you explain a little bit about that, like how you help people in terms of the military and help them with the financial freedom, help them learn a little bit more about finances?
Yeah. So for those of you who are not military, I do one-on-one coaching. I have a whole slew of different types of clients. Some that are just really like learning to establish their financial foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And by that I mean just climb out of debt, wrap your head around your credit card, wrap your credit card debt, wrap your head around your credit score,
Mm-hmm.
understand the basics of debt and good debt and bad debt, financing deals, saving, would you rather buy, rent, car buy, negotiating, like all the fundamentals that we all should have learned in school. So I have some clients that that I help out with that stuff, and then I have clients who are trying to figure out how to raise millions of dollars for large syndications in real estate, and I help everybody in between.
Wow.
And so for the people who are not in the military, I always offer a free consultation, a free 15-minute call that I'll schedule with you, and we just hop on the phone and I figure out what is best for you, which route you should take, and then it's kind of like, if you want to work with me, we can. If not, I kind of set you up with like a mini plan and a couple action steps to go and kind of pursue forward. But for the people who are in the military, or even a vet, even if you did 2 years or 4 years, I'm one of the main C-suites for active duty passive income. I'm the chief financial freedom and syndication chief for an active duty passive income. And this is where we are teaching all affiliated military personnel on how to achieve financial freedom through real estate investing.
Wow.
I mean, we have an Amazon best-selling book that is on our website, free right now, activedutypassiveincome.com. We have a free VA loan mastery course, because most people have no idea that the VA loan could be used to catapult your wealth. And that's what our book is about. It's called Military House Hacking. So it's about a lot of the basics, but it's about how to really leverage your benefits and start, accumulating wealth. And I'm on my third house hack right now because it just makes the most sense as a living situation. And people just come up with excuses why not. And I mean, we have a podcast now. We just interviewed Robert Kiyosaki, Tom Wheelwright, Jared Sutton. We have Grant Cardone booked on the show. He's about to be interviewed next week. I mean, we had some heavy hitters in the industry just because they all support what we're doing, and we're trying to get back to the military in any way possible.
Wow.
So if you are, all you got to do is just, if you are military or a vet or a spouse or even affiliated at all active duty, just go to that website, get all the free resources. I'm one of the main coaches that are on that platform, and we'll help you get to the next level, man, through a series of, we have our own exclusive social network, our own Facebook group. We have all these cool things that are happening.
Sure, that sounds great, Tim. I'm actually going to add all your information, all your contact information in the show notes so people can access you. Tim wants to help you. That's his job. I mean, he's in the military. He's helping everybody. So, but he also wants to help you, coach you on finances, on credit. I mean, a lot of people are struggling with credit. So he can help you. If you're not in the military, he can help you with that 50-minute consultation. So I'll definitely leave that information in the show notes for you guys to reach out to him, because he's a great contact. I'm going to reach out to him. I'm going to be constantly reaching out to him because he's got a slew of knowledge and a slew of contacts. So we can definitely help each other. Tim, right now I want to talk a little bit more kind of like general lifestyle and general things they could help people with. What would you say your right now your favorite book is? What's your favorite book that you currently read or read that you just that's your favorite right now?
This is one of the most difficult questions I always get asked. Man, there's so many good ones.
I know.
So I'm only gonna say it because I'm currently listening to one that's pretty high up there.
Okay.
But I'm gonna mention two of the most transformational books for me.
Okay.
And one of them I would have to say, and I'm sure you've read this maybe dozens of times, and I'm sure everybody has heard of this, but if not, this is a game changer, and this should be required reading for anybody who wants to achieve any kind of level of success, whether you're in corporate America or your own business. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie.
Classic.
Dude, it really is, man. And it just teaches you the basics of what we all kind of learned a little bit in school, like what we learned and what we should know in society. The basics I'm talking about, looking at someone in the eye when you speak to them, being genuinely interested in other people when you're having a conversation with them, actually listening to the words that they're saying,
yes,
and praising people in public, and it's just all this basic stuff. But in business, it goes so far.
Sure.
Especially because people create businesses, and businesses are a freaking people ecosystem. So the more influenced by you, the more successful you'll be.
Period. I mean, I can't say it any better. You know, How to Win Friends and Influence People is a classic book. I suggest you guys read it. I've read it. I think I have 3 copies because I kept getting gift for them, but I've read it multiple times. Great suggestion there, Tim. Now, what would you say your number one habit that's contributed to your success?
Understanding that is 80 at the minimum, 95% mindset.
Wow.
And so because of that, every single day, I will, no matter what I'm doing, every single day, I will improve my mindset, improve my well-being, improve my physical fitness, my nutrition, my health, my energy level, because the better and more positive my mindset is, the more I'm going to be able to accomplish. The more clear thought process the more, clean and cognitive functions I have, and the better memory that I have, the more energy that I have, and just the way that you could really help other people and just be genuinely interested in other people. That's all through mindset, and knowing that there's negativity everywhere, kind of cutting through all that bullcrap negativity and just maintaining a positive mental attitude, knowing that is like 80 to 95% of success. So I focus on that every single day. And then I also focus on, learning my trade and just being a better investor, being a better coach every single day. And, I work with this on my coaches because the only reason why I started coaching is because the minute I started working with coaches, my life changed. My income went up, my network went up, and my fulfillment went up. And that's why I started giving back and coaching other people to help get them to the next level.
Wow. I mean, you guys heard it from him. I didn't have to say it myself. Mindset. He said 80 to 90% of it is mindset. And every day he improves his mindset. He improves his energy, improves his skill level in terms of controlling his mind and controlling his positive mindset, because it's so big. It's that much a major of a factor in terms of your success. And Tim can't say it. I couldn't say it any better, but that's why I bring this podcast, Invest in Your Future, because you have to put in some kind of investment today to have a good future. And Tim does it every day. That's his greatest habit, and his greatest in terms of increasing his, net worth and his money and everything. It didn't come from, just one quote or one thing. It's a daily thing that he puts in, which is increasing his energy, increasing his mindset, increasing his possibilities in the future by investing today. I mean, just great stuff, Tim. Great stuff. Another question here. What's the most exciting project you're currently working on right now? I know you have 1,000 units already under you. I know you have, coaching and, the book and everything, but what's the most exciting project right now that's exciting for you right now?
So the 1,000 units is, and that's a rough estimate because that is kind of everything that we have under contract that we're looking at that I've been involved in. If it all closes out this year, so it's not quite 1,000 units, but I'm telling you that because I know it's going to happen. And what I speak about and what you present out to the world it'll happen in return. And that's just another mindset thing. You know what I mean? So I don't actually have ownership or investment or control 1,000 units yet, but by the end of this year I will, because I'm going to make it happen.
Exactly.
But the biggest thing right now is active duty passive income, man. I'm putting so much time into it because the seeds that we're planting and what is really starting to sprout and grow is something that everybody is going to know about. If you're a vet or active duty or a spouse or a reservist, you're going to know about active duty passive income. Just like if anybody knows about USAA, as the #1 military, like Navy Federal is the bank everybody knows about, or Veterans United is the #1 VA loan mortgage and lender, right? So we're going to be one of those household names, and so everything that we're doing right now it just has so much upside. It's unlimited, and so that's another thing that helps me get out of bed every morning, knowing how many people we're going to be able to help. And the people that we're going to be able to help are service members or past or present service members, and that's just something that drives me, man. You got to have a strong why. I'm telling you, most people don't have a why, and that's what's not going to allow them to commit. And if you don't have a commitment, nothing's going to happen. If you're not committed to achieving greatness, if you're not committed to meeting even a small goal of buying one single family rental this year, if you're not committed to it, you're not going to make it happen. There's gonna be obstacles that get in the way where that outweigh your level of commitment. And the best thing that I can offer is to figure out, why do I want to commit? And I know most people have heard of this. Figure out your why. You know, for me, it's just financial freedom, so I can spend time with whoever I want to spend with, travel the world, listen to live music, play in my band all around the world, because I've been playing drums all my life. I'm so passionate about music, and that is what's driving me, so I can spend my early ages and my old ages completely free to do whatever the heck I want, not working for somebody else. But you got to dig deep sometimes to figure out what your why is, and say, why do I want to do this? And ask yourself why at least 5 times. Well, because I want a lot of money. Well, why? Because I, want to buy this or provide this for my mom or dad. Well, why? Well, because she's, sick and she does it every day until it's just a habit. And it only takes about 27, 29 days.
Wow, Tim. That's great. I mean, understanding your why is probably one of the most important to understand and also implement to their lives. And the fact that he said you have to ask yourself 5 times, I think it digs deeper into what's the real reason of why you're going after whatever you're going after. And actually, the way he's speaking it to get, I mean, you have to speak it to get into existence. You have to kind of, if he wants 1,000 units, he's going to say this whole year he's getting 1,000 units. So that way his actions lead him to those 1,000 units. But if he didn't say anything, well, he's not going to be led to those 1,000 units. He's not going to be led to building that for the active duty military people. He has to speak into existence to bring it into life. And now he's doing big things because he spoke it and it's coming to him. I mean, you guys need to take those kind of words serious, because he's speaking whatever he wants into existence. You have to speak it into, you have to put energy into it, and you have to have a reason, which is the why, on why you're doing it, because that's what's going to get you up at 4 o'clock in the morning, make you drive late at night to take care of those, whatever you need to take care of, to make sure you grow and you dream big enough. That way, your why, you can go after it. A lot of people, like you said, don't have whys, so that way they're stuck in mediocrity. Do not get stuck in mediocrity by not having a why. So take that into hint. Write down 5 whys on why you're doing whatever you want to do: business, entrepreneurship, sell cars, sell houses, start a business, start a program, build a course, whatever it is. Put yourself in that situation and ask, why are you doing this? Because if you don't have a strong enough why, you'll definitely quit. Great stuff, Tim. Thank you. Who would you say is the most influential person right now for you today?
Oh, man.
I know you mentioned a couple with Robbie Kiyosaki and Grant Cardone. I know you mentioned a couple, but there's got to be one that sticks out.
Those are like, I call them my mentors. It's not like I have to have a sit-down one-on-one conversation with them to call my mentor, because they have so much great content that I've consumed, that a lot of what I'm doing is based on what they're teaching and what they speak about and what they're passionate about. But I probably have to say my grandfather, who he passed away a couple years ago. Wow. Man, he's my freaking hero.
Wow.
He just his work ethic and how much he gave, to the family, and just his whole mindset. He's always like telling jokes, and he's the one that got me into music, because he was a drummer all his life, played for anniversaries, had a big swing band, did a lot of jazz stuff, got me into Frank Sinatra, got me into jazz. That's why jazz today is still the best kind of music anybody can listen to, because the most talented musicians are jazz musicians, and so that's why I still play drums to this day, and he's a lot of my why.
Wow, jazz. Actually, it's funny. My coach, my old basketball coach, Coach Rayner, put me on some jazz with Thelonious Monk. I don't know. You must know him. But Thelonious Monk put me on. He put me on, and I started listening to jazz. And I wasn't a fan back then, but actually, I slowly, as I got a little riper in age, I started appreciating jazz a lot more. So just a hint, you guys, maybe try some jazz, man. Try some jazz. You never know. Thank you, Tim. We're almost done here, and I appreciate your time, obviously, and I don't want to take too much more of it. Could you tell us a little bit more about your book, House Hacking, was it the military house hacking, so we can kind of know a little bit about your book?
Yeah, so I mean, all really, military house hacking there's 5 core guys that are part of the C-suite of Active Duty Passive Income. From the CEO, the 2 co-founders, and then myself, and then the other multifamily educator. And so it's all 5 of us that are kind of just telling our story a little bit. Like, this is what got me into real estate. This is why I'm doing real estate. This is my house hacking journey, because it's called military house hacking. How to, start hacking your housing and build transformational and generational wealth while you're active duty or if you're a vet, that you're entitled to use your VA loan. Like I said, I'm on my third house hack, man, and for me, I think that's the best first step a lot of people could possibly take, man. In one deal, you could be a homeowner, a landlord, an investor, and in a position to just generate massive wealth because you're not only saving your mortgage payment because your tenants are paying for that, but if you buy it right and you manage it right, you'll be cash flowing every single month. Instead of having a mortgage come out of your pocket, you'll have your mortgage stay in your pocket and you'll cash flow on top of that while you're learning about all the facets of real estate, and then you can stack up your capital to make a big play.
Wow. That's great, Tim. Definitely. I mean, I'm gonna get that book also. I think I suggest all my listeners get that book, Military House Hacking. It's on Amazon. You can get copies. Check it out. You want to tell us about any upcoming events or any kind of coming up seminars or anything that you have coming up?
Yeah, man. So just to let your listeners know, that book is also free.
Okay.
On our website, you can download the e-version, or if you like the paperback, I personally like to take notes and stuff on the paperback sometimes. So you can go to Amazon. It's super cheap, like $7 or whatever. But
sure.
It is free on our website, just a digital download. Yeah, man. So we were invited to speak at something called the Military Influencer Conference.
Nice.
And that's going to be in September in DC. And it's just, like USA is the #1 sponsor. They have all these veteran-owned businesses come together and military-related businesses or, patriotic businesses that fully support the military. They all just come there to network, and we're actually going to be running the real estate track. We'll have our own stage. We'll speak. We'll help educate, vets and service members on real estate investing and how you can kind of create some wealth doing that and passive income.
Nice.
And yeah, so we'll also be able to kind of talk about our products and our giveaway a bunch of copies of our book and change lives, man. So that's in September in DC. I can't wait for that, man.
That sounds great, Tim. That sounds great. Catch him in there in DC. Find him on his website. And where can people reach you if they want to reach out to you, let's say online or email or phone number if you want to put it out there? I mean, it's up to you if you want to do that. But where can people reach you if they want to reach out to you and maybe get that free coaching call or maybe just give you a talk or give you a text or something?
Yeah, man. I mean, normally I don't do this, but you got me fired up. So I'm, for people who are listening to this, I'm going to give you my personal cell phone number. And if I don't respond to you in a couple hours, just shoot me a text or whatever, and just you can talk to me anytime you want. So my phone number is area code 847-910-9161. And you can find pretty much all my shenanigans that I've been involved with. I usually, my website stays updated. It's at thetimothykelly.com. TimothyKelly.com. That's my website where you'll see my Kelly Housing Group is my actual business, my real estate business, and then the active duty passive income link is on there. And so a little bit of my coaching stuff, all the interviews that I was on, all the podcasts that I was on, a lot of great knowledge has dropped and had some great conversations. Wow. And then, my LinkedIn and my Instagram are both Timothy Kelly, at Timothy Kelly, both Instagram and LinkedIn, and then Facebook, I'm just Tim Kelly. Hit me up. I'm pretty active on all those platforms. And then, like I said, if you're in the military, you got to go to Active Duty Passive Income. So much free content out there that we're providing, and we're literally giving free coaching to vets in the military. So if not, man, just shoot me a text or give me a call, and I'll, you know what? Like I said, you got me feeling really good. So yeah. I'll extend that 15-minute call to a 30-minute call for free.
Nice.
For anybody who's listening to this. Just tell me you listen to it on this show, and I'll hook you up, man. We'll have a great conversation.
Wow. Thank you, Tim. Thank you so much. I'll leave all contact information in the show notes. As you guys can hear right there, Tim is doing big things. Mr. Tim Kelly here is making moves down in Florida, making moves in the military with his program of teaching people and coaching people and educating people and doing seminars. He's also written a book. You can reach out to him. He gave his phone number. I'll put in there also if you want. He's a big time investor. He is definitely investing in his future, even long term. And he's already done pretty well. And he's still pushing hard by waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So, Tim, if anything, I want to say thank you for taking the time. I know I took you on your lunch break, so I don't know if you got a chance to eat, but thank you. And if I get to come down to Florida, I'll definitely take you out for lunch or something like that. But I want to say thank you so much for first of all, for just your service to the military, for the U.S. Navy, and then second of all, just the time to take today to come on the show, invest in your future, and teach my audience a little bit more about your story and the things that you know they could help you could help them with, and also help themselves by just taking some action and moving forward. Guys, thank you again for joining me on Invest in Your Future. Tim, thank you again, and I'll speak to you soon, Tim. Thank you.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Love what you're doing, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Have a good one, Tim. That right there is my friend, my good friend Tim Kelly. I want to say thank you for him for joining me on the Investing Your Future podcast and YouTube Live and Facebook and Instagram Live. You guys, like you said, you can reach out to him. He's on active. He's on LinkedIn. He's on Facebook. Tim Kelly. Find him. Reach out to him. He's a great guy. And I'll see you guys next time. Until next week. Have a great one.